this week on Picks and Margins, I got also Edu. He's a content creator. You can find his stuff on his Instagram page and Facebook page called Eruk or Erukge, Erukge on Instagram. Go check him out. He's got a lot of sports content on there. He's got some sports challenge content out there on his social media page. He's currently doing a golf challenge. He's done a kick conversion challenge, and he's interviewed just fans in the crowd at Warriors games. And I got also here to talk about what he's been up to, and we do picks and margins with this week's NRL games and this week's Super Rugby Pacific games. So yeah, man, let's pick some margins coming right up right now. Roll the intro. Let's go. All right, and I'm back with the also Edu. What's up, brother?
What's up, brother? Thank you for having me, man. This is cool. I'm actually smiling so hard right now being here.
Nah, man, I'm happy to have you here, man. Because we're about to do some picks and margins, and this is what I do every Thursday. Oh, this comes out on Thursday, but I try to record Wednesday night to be
on Thursday.
I try to record a Wednesday night so it can come out on Thursday.
Oh, that's a quick turnaround. Holy go.
Yeah. Oh no, yeah, it is. Yeah.
Holy hiccup.
But no, man, thanks for coming on the podcast, man, and thanks to my niece Catherine out there for introducing me to you. Hey, man.
Yeah, no, thank you for that. Yeah.
But you're a bit busy too, eh? You got your content on your social media, your sports content out there. I see you playing a little bit of golf there.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a hectic year for me this year. Towards the end of last year, I started doing a lot more NRL-based comedy. Interviews with fans, and it kind of just kicked off like a snowball effect for me, where I started working with other brands, doing comedy skits with other creators. And then into this year, I kind of wanted to think of something to do that got my ball rolling again before the NRL season started. And I started doing fan interviews again at the stadium.
Mm.
And I was like, what's something I could do every single day? And I just thought, man, why don't I just kick a conversion every single day until I do it with a Warrior? You know, and you hear that idea and you're like, oh, bro, that's never going to happen. Like, what? Like, you're going to be kicking the whole season. And that's what I thought. Bro, it took me 11 days.
11 days?
I kicked the conversion for 11 days before I kicked the conversion with Tain Tuopuki.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and that was unreal. So I was like, keep the ball rolling. And I went and bought a soccer ball, and I wanted to hit a crossbar every day until I hit a crossbar with Auckland FC.
Mm.
And on day 2, they hit me up. They're like, we'll get you in next week. So I did it for 7 days, knowing that I was going to finish it on, I think it was day 10 then as well. But yeah, it's just been an unreal journey. I've worked with Oppo. I've done some other stuff. I'm doing something with Les Mills right now. Life's pretty crazy content-wise for me. I'm enjoying the ride, counting my blessings. Being here is also a blessing for me because I've been fiending for a podcast for the last couple of weeks.
No, man, it's good to have you on, eh? Man, that's a cool little story you got there. But man, those videos you're doing, and it's cool how that shows you the power of marketing.
Yeah,
you're doing what you're doing for people, and the people were really interested in seeing it, seeing what happens, seeing what comes out of it. Because if you're saying I'm gonna kick a conversion every day, and okay, and next minute, a week later, you're still doing it. Oh, this guy's still going. That brings attention, right?
Yeah, everyone's like, oh, wait, where's the payoff? Okay, maybe I'll just follow the journey, and so I can be there for the payoff kind of vibe. And then it just happens, and they're like, oh my gosh, what are you doing next? And then it's everyone gets a bit of an addiction to watching the journey so they can get the payoff at the end,
Yeah, but it's the payoff that I'm fascinated with. Auckland FC approaches you because, that they can use that for themselves to market themselves on. Having someone that's on social media doing sort of soccer stuff and, they're all about soccer. It makes sense to come over to you and do a deal with you or, come over to you and use that. Just like the Warriors do there.
Yeah, but especially with our demographic when it comes to football, you don't see, before Auckland FC came in, you didn't see many of us, like our brothers, floating around like football stadiums like that.
Mm.
But once Auckland FC kicked in, there was quite a big influx towards the A-League, and then they must have saw like, oh, maybe if we show that we are for the community by doing said thing with me,
Yeah.
they're like, oh yeah, like maybe I'll hook in a bit more of us over towards the side, which I feel like it has. Like there's a lot more Polynesian support floating around the stadium.
Mm. So you went to a AFC game?
I've been to all home games bar the most recent one.
Okay, and how are they? Because I haven't been to one yet, but man, I hear the stories, man.
Bro, they're hectic.
Mm.
Like it's a different vibe to the Warriors, like, but like there's a thing called the Port, which is like the fan, like the main core of the fan group, and they stand for the whole game, singing, chanting, making noise, just showing support to the team out on the field. Like I don't know if I'll be able to stand there for like minimum 90 minutes screaming and yelling and hollering. Like they're non-stop, bro. They get the crowd going. It's like a different vibe, but like it's a really cool vibe.
I can imagine, man, because I just finished watching the NCAA college basketball championship, and I love it when they put the cameras on the fans.
Yeah.
And I thought the fans at Mount Smart Stadium were crazy, the Warriors fans, but man, these fans watching the college games, like painted faces, trumpets and all that, and like, the same clothes and all that, and just to see the passion, like it's crazy.
Especially for like college level, bro. Like it's insane to have that sort of like fan base watching you, like not even on like a fully professional level. You're still like semi-pro then, or is NCAA classified as professional basketball?
Well, I think the kids can only get paid through their brand if they have a brand.
Oh, the NIL stuff.
Yeah, like they can't give them money. The school can't give them money to play, but they can they can use their brand to like to make money off. They're allowed to do that now. I think that was the controversy around today, like ages ago.
Oh yeah, there was that YouTuber that was like an NFL kicker, and there's college either said delete your YouTube channel or lose your sponsorship because he was making too much money from YouTube.
Yeah,
and he stopped. They lost his sponsorship. He stuck with his YouTube.
Wow. Yeah, so I think that's sort of that out there. Like you got to let the kids breathe. The amount of money the schools make anyway from that, the broadcasting rights. Like,
bro, have you seen some of their locker rooms? Holy heck, bro! They put Les Mills to shame.
Yeah, man. but man, that passion of the fans in these college games, man, I'm jealous. I wish we had that kind of stuff here in New Zealand, like for all our teams. Like like Super Rugby suffering with the crowds, not much crowds, even NBC.
Fairly empty.
It's empty. It's sad. But man, when I watched that Final Four game when Duke when they lost, it was like I saw all the faces of the Duke fans just crying, man, like actually crying, like tears, like, oh my gosh, that's passion, man. I love that shit.
Well, that's like when the Rugby World Cup, I think, when Tonga and the Kiwis faced last year. Did you see that game at all?
The league game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
the crowd
was
and the Kiwis lost. The crowd was insane. Like I was there at that game, and like it was deafening from start to finish. Like the Tongans were just out. The Red Sea was going crazy. It was like I'd never seen a Kiwis crowd silence that hard. Bro, I was just like, that's just crazy. It was cool. It was a really cool experience. Like they were singing hymns the whole time and all that stuff. But I was just like, bro, you'd think this is a Tonga home game.
Not even Samoans can do that. That's what I think. That's what I think when I was there. Because I remember going to one game ages ago when MMT they played the Kiwis down in Hamilton, and we went down. This was a few years ago, and it was the same sort of thing, And I was sitting in the crowd thinking, man, not even Samoans are this crazy, So it's good to see.
It's unreal,
see, man.
It's such a cool feeling, though.
Yeah, man. Man, we're gonna do picks and margins. So we do this every week, and we're just gonna go through the matches in Super Rugby and NRL. And we'll try to give a little something for the punters out there that haven't decided, or we may sway. It's not our job to do, but we'll just do it anyway for fun.
Facts.
But
I think I should probably say this now to all the listeners. I'm not much of a rugby union guy, to be honest. I played rugby union back in the day, but I haven't really been much of an avid follower up until about 2 hours ago. So if I say anything,
you should be fine. You should be fine.
we hope so.
Okay, we'll just do quick fire then through the Super Rugby. Okay, Friday's game. We got the Hurricanes versus the Crusaders. Where's that game? I have to have.
I think it's in Wellington.
At Sky Stadium.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. TAB's got Hurricanes to win. $1.82. Not by much though. They got the Crusaders at $1.90. So, man, the Hurricanes coming off a loss against the Blues.
Yeah,
I was at lost to twice.
I was at that game too.
Oh yeah, how was it?
Yeah, because I was watching the Blues Opiki squad, the women's team. But bro, watching the Hurricanes, because I haven't seen much from the Hurricanes since like Jerry Collins days, you know. So I'm used to like a Handier's attacking line, but the Hurricanes just looked flat as. Like it was boring, like watching them do anything. They weren't really like, from my point of view, they weren't really attacking the middle at all and giving like the Blues defensive line any problems. It seemed.
Yeah, and when I watched that game at home, and I was like, okay, this is different. But as a Blues fan, I needed them to win, and the Blues probably needed them to win too. But they scraped through it. It was they only won by 1 point, but I appreciated the Blues took their frees when they did. Like they didn't go for the corner and just get the easy points. And and if you look back, it's good because they won by 1 point. But Hurricanes, they're missing their first five. Harry Godfrey, now he was the man for Hurricanes the first two games. He's injured. And
is that what they were saying? They were going to bring Ruben Love there or something? They're going to move him to.
I think they should because Ruben Love does play 10. But then who's going to be the fullback? But he was the 10 and he missed maybe 3 kicks. He gets one of those and they win. Yeah, that was a close game, and the Blues need to win every game. I think the Blues have after the Moana game this week, they got the Crusaders again, and then they have the Reds away. So they need to at least win 2 out of those 3, the next 3 games.
Oh, so they need to win 2 of their next games then.
Yeah, so we'll get to the Blues when we get to them.
We'll get there.
But yeah, Hurricanes, Crusaders, the Hurricanes at home. That's why I think TAB is picking them to win. They're in desperate mode as well. So I think it's going to be a tough game. But I still think the Crusaders will pull through.
Crusaders coming off a win too after beating
from Fiji.
From Fiji,
So, and that's hard to win over there. They're playing away again. Rob Penny, their coach, he doesn't have a good record with their team away. Even though he's only have 2 seasons. But I think it's going to be a tough game. But yeah, Hurricanes got home advantage. But I think Crusaders just look too much, I reckon.
Yeah,
I reckon Crusaders 12 and under.
Yeah, I reckon. Also, I was going to go along those lines. Because if the Hurricanes play how they did, like in the game against the Blues, against the Crusaders, it's just going to be GG's for them. Like, there's no way that they pull off a win here. So I was thinking of 12 under as well, or even just by 10. Maybe I'll give you an exact number. They win by 10. Is that something that can happen here? Can we do that? Can we do by 10 on the Union, on the TAB?
Yeah. 2 tries, no conversions. Yep. All right. Okay, that's that. I don't see Harry Godfrey back at number 10 too on the list here. But who else do I see? Oh yeah. Moving on, we got Waratahs and then the Chiefs. It's a 9:30 game, so it's played over in Sydney. Yeah. The Chiefs looking like, they've only lost 1 game, and they're top of the table for a reason. The Waratahs are sort of good at home, but not good away. So they've had their 2 losses away. The Waratahs, they lost to Moana.
They lost to Moana last week.
Yeah.
But from what I saw in the highlights, Suoliti is coming out of his shell now. It seems like he's starting to shine. You know, there's the glimmer that we wanted to see from him, going from NRL switching codes to rugby union again.
He's a game breaker, and he's done it a couple of times. A couple of their tries against Moana, and he's done it last week too. He hasn't scored tries, but he has set them up. But he's looking good, eh?
Yeah. From what I've seen, like just highlights from what I've seen of him, like he's looking really good. He's really finding his stride, and like being that player that we know he can be, for the Waratahs. But I just still think the Chiefs are too strong, and like there's no way that they lose to this Waratah side this week, in my opinion. But I still think it'll be a close game. I reckon, from what I've seen, the Chiefs are gonna like nip it in the butt. Probably just win by a conversion.
Right, 3 points. 2 points.
2 points.
TAB's got Chiefs at $1.22 to Waratah's $4. TAB reckons they're gonna get wasted. But I think you're right, eh? Because Waratahs are strong at home. You know, but they're a grinding team, so I can't see them be too flash. They scored those tries against Moana, and they looked easy, but then Moana came back in the second half. So you can't do that against the Chiefs. I think you're right. Yeah. I think the Chiefs will win, and I don't think they'll win by a lot. TAB says they do, but I don't think so. So Chiefs 12 and under for me. And looking at the lineup, I see they got McKenzie at fullback, so that'll be an interesting matchup with Suoliti at fullback. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What's the is there any reason why they put him there? I thought McKenzie played in the halfback role. I didn't realize he was a fullback. But it just might be my...
Cortez Radimer, he's still there. But Josh Jacob, he's been actually really good at number 10 for the Chiefs. So I think he was injured the last couple of games, and McKenzie had to fill in, but he's back at fullback. Personally, I like seeing McKenzie at fullback, because he's dangerous. He's a good defender too out wide, so he can tackle those. He can do those try savers, the corner there. But no, I think Chiefs too strong.
Yeah, Chiefs way too strong.
Yeah, win this one. Okay, we move to Saturday and the big one. This is the big one.
Yeah, this is this game of the week right here.
This is the game of the week.
Game of the week.
I just want to talk a bit about the build up to this game, because man, if you look at the Blues and their pathway to this day, to Saturday's game, and you look at Moana's pathway to this game, to me this speaks of a collision course between these two teams, man. And man, I wish New Zealand Rugby had a better job to promote this game.
This game, is one of the ones that you'd need to push to, because everyone would want to go to this if they knew more about the rivalry and the build-up and what needs to happen at this game for certain teams to go to certain ways,
Exactly. Plus the narratives. There's so many narratives here. And the narratives that relate to the people of Auckland. Because, being the Polynesian capital of the world, you're looking at the Blues, who are Pasifika. You're looking at Moana Pasifika.
Yeah.
Two teams with Polynesians in there. Like, you could drum up a story here, multiple stories, that could allow the stadium to be sold out, maybe.
Yeah, you could fly a whole bunch of different flags and get a whole bunch of different communities together for this game, but they're just not doing it.
Exactly.
They're not realizing the massive boost to the rugby union they could do if they marketed this game properly.
Exactly. I mean, you think about it, it's like Battle of the Bridge. This is the new North Harbour, right? Battle of the Bridge. It's the Battle of Auckland's hearts. You think of how many Blues fans, the way the Blues are going, have converted to Moana, because Moana's been winning. And Moana's based in Auckland too. So a lot is riding on this game, man. You got two teams. You got the Blues, who are desperate. They need to win this game. You got Moana Pasifika, who's on a high. They need to show the big brother who's the new kids in town. Yeah. They need
stadiums.
Exactly. They need new fans.
Yeah.
So, man, I don't care, man. I'm going to this game, man.
Bro,
got to.
Low-key have to, bro. Like, it's one of those games you have to be at, because it's just gonna be like this. No matter how many people in that stadium, the atmosphere is gonna be insane.
And when was the last time we had an insane atmosphere in the park when it wasn't the All Blacks? So
probably the Soccer World Cup or something. Nothing to do with rugby union.
Yeah, I think if I can remember, I think the last time was when Manu Samoa played Fiji in the Rugby World Cup when I was here, but that was 2012. But yeah, man, that's gonna be a tough game, man. The TAB's got the Blues to win this $1.16 to Moana Pasifika's $4.80.
But
I'm gonna have to agree, man. I'm gonna agree, man.
I'm disagreeing massively. Man, the Blues are gonna get smashed this weekend. I got Moana Pasifika 15 plus at least.
15 plus. Oh my gosh.
At least. There's too much on the line. Moana won it way more. The Blues are looking shocking. There's no way that they lose this weekend.
Oh mate, this is the game, man. Is this game up there with AFC versus the Phoenix? Is this game up there?
Oh heck yeah.
Is this up there with Crusaders versus the Blues?
I'll say this game's up there with Tonga versus Samoa. That's what I say this game's gonna be.
Okay. Sounds to me that you're picking on form right now.
Yeah. On form, on just the way the fan bases have been over the last couple of weeks. Like the Moana Pasifika with Bula Kwale, I think his last name. Yeah. Like he's been like a massive driving point for that fan base. And he's helping like bolster the community, and it's just like, bro, you got to get on the train. You got to ride it, bro. There's no way. You got to be there.
Yeah, okay. I'm riding on the narrative here, and I have to give up to the Blues being desperate.
Yeah.
The Blues know it doesn't do or die. They knew that last week, and it's gone. Last week, yeah, they knew that last week. It's the same scenario again. They're at home in the park. They know what's at stake.
Yeah.
Like I said, man, this is the battle of Auckland hearts, man. It's make or break for fans, for the fan base. Whether you're going to be a Blues fan, you're going to lose to Moana, you're going to change to Moana.
No, valid.
This is a test for all your Blues supporters out there.
Yeah,
this
100%.
Game.
Man, and I got a feeling after the final result comes, there's going to be a lot of new Moana fans this weekend.
And one thing was interesting when I look at the lineups. Moana, they're not playing their first five. They've been playing the last few games. Pellegrini, he's on the bench.
Wait.
And they've got the guy in Bishop back and starting number 10. So yeah, seems like they use them for impact. But with a healthy Bowden Barrett now. Yeah, Bowden Barrett had a good game last week, but that was just a warm-up game for him. I think it'll be on point now. And I think with the expensive game Moana plays, like their high intensity, high scoring, probably lack of defense, that will play into the Blues' hands, I think. The high scoring part.
Yeah.
Because if they think they can outscore the Blues just need to have that little gap in there to unleash their backs. Because we haven't seen their backs being unleashed at all. Really?
No, there's never been really like a reason for it.
No. So, yeah, this is a different type of team the Blues are going to face. And we're going to see a lot of Polynesian style rugby going on, eh?
Yeah.
Heaps of throwing the ball around.
Heaps of backyard rugby going. I can't wait to see it.
And a lot of sore bodies too.
Yeah.
He's gonna see some hits, man.
Some heavy hits this weekend.
Because at the same time, the Blues are thinking it's a do or die. They're desperate. Moana is thinking, want to show these guys. Hey, want to show these guys.
We're not just the guys over the bridge, bro. Like,
exactly.
This is our city.
Exactly. So Blues 12 plus for me.
Oh, just casually. We'll see. We'll revisit this next. I'll see you on Saturday.
Yo. Okay. Oh, who was yours? What was yours? Moana
by 15.
15. Okay.
I'll say Moana 12 plus 2.
Okay. Next game we got Highlanders versus the Drua. This must be the battle of the wooden spoon game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Both teams not doing great. Highlanders though, man, for a team that's got good players, like they've been losing those away games, so they're not doing well away. I love the coach, man. Jamie Joseph, he's the man.
Yeah, I don't understand really what's going on with them.
Mm.
Like, you could be what a lot of people are doing and blame the coaching staff, and they got all the pieces, they're just not putting it together properly. But man, I don't know. I don't know what to say there with those fellas.
Nah, young team though, young team. So with a lot of talent too. So maybe just need to win those close games because they have been losing, but in close games though. So they just need to get over that line. Fiji draw though, they're a team that's 50-50 every game. Don't know which Fiji draw is going to show up. But again,
Yeah,
high risk, high reward type of team. They can fly, they can throw the ball around.
yeah, and it's gonna be at Forsyth, right? So it'll be a bit cold for the Drua boys. So maybe a weather buff for the Landers, and maybe that's what's gonna give them the win this weekend. Because I don't really see much to split the difference on who I'd choose as a winner and who I'd choose as a loser.
So TAB's got Highlanders to win $1.33, Fiji draw at $3.20. So I'm gonna pick Highlanders to win at home. Yeah, 12 plus.
Yeah, somewhere 1 to 12, somewhere in there.
Yep. Nice. The last game of the round, we go to across the Tasman. We got the Reds versus Brumbies. They're playing at Suncorp. So the Reds were not top of the table last week before they lost to the Chiefs. Not sure where they are now on the table, but they're playing the Brumbies, who are traditionally Australia's top team every year. I think this is another case of Australian top of the table teams, eh?
Yeah.
So
that's another case of it could probably go either way as well.
Yeah. And for me, the games that can go either way, I always give it to the home team.
Yeah. I have to. But the Brumbies have been pretty their physicality this year has been pretty crazy. Like the pressure in their attack with going through phases and stuff and like extending out the plays. That's been like pretty handy from what I've seen from my limited research.
Yeah.
Like from the things that I've watched, I'll put their attack is probably somewhere around the strongest in the league. Like there's not much better than what they can produce. But they're just. But
they got a good a loose trio. The Reds have versus the Brumbies, who have a mean backline. They've always had. They're number 9 for the Reds. McDermott, he's the man. I think he's going to be.
I think I have him on fantasy.
Tate McDermott, hey, he's the man, eh? I think he might be starting Wallaby if it's not for Nick White, but we'll see which way Joe Smith goes. But yeah, man, for me, for the TAB anyway, Reds are paying $1.60 to Brumbies $2.25. I'm gonna agree since they're playing in Suncorp, going for the Reds 12 and under.
Yeah, have to be 12 and under. I also agree with the same thing. Playing at Suncorp, Queensland team at Suncorp, they're pretty unbeatable. So, I'll go for 12 and under as well. It'll be a close game, but a good game to watch.
Nice, bro. That's us. That's us for Super Rugby. We'll now get into some NRL.
Now that was hard. Holy heck! I tried. I think I didn't do too bad with my limited knowledge.
Oh, you're fine. What are you talking about?
I said some little gems in there, I feel like.
This is probably around in your area now, NRL.
NRL? I do love the NRL.
We'll go to the first game, Thursday night game. How do you find these Thursday games? Because sometimes I forget Thursday. Like, shit, that's right, NRL's on. Yeah,
it's kind of a buzzy one. But I've grown accustomed to it because they got rid of Monday games. So, like once they started doing a Thursday, like once the Monday games are gone, I was like, oh, okay, cool. So there's always going to be a game on Thursday, and I just ever since then I've been like, oh yeah, I get to start a league before the week's even over, you know. But then the games are at like 10 to 10, and they go on till like midnight, and you wake up in the next morning, you're tired as. And then sometimes you'd like stay out for a stinker of a game. You're like, oh, why did I do that?
Yeah, because I remember last year the Thursday games were like some tough opponents, like some good top teams were playing in the Thursday games.
Yeah, they usually like put the Broncos Thursday, Friday, just to get like the good vibes for the weekend because great team. But but like there was one Mount Smart game last year that was on a Thursday. I think it might have been the Anzac game, bro. Like it was so buzzy being there on a Thursday night because it was just weird because you're stuck in traffic till like 10:30 before you get home, and then you gotta unwind and stuff from the game, and then you're in bed by like 1 o'clock. Just a random vibe.
Yeah. So Thursday 9:50 p.m. we're at Suncorp Stadium.
So
Dolphins
cool.
versus Panthers. Now looking at this, the TAB's got Panthers to win $1.42 to $2.90 for the Dolphins. Is this a case of TAB saying, "Okay, Penrith, you can't win 5 in a row.
Yeah.
No way.
Penrith.
You can lose 5 in a row.
Yeah, it's time, guys. Come on, do something." But
we are talking about Dolphins, and we are talking about Suncorp.
Yeah, we are, those are both true, and from memory, I think the last 2 games that the Panthers and the Dolphins have had at Suncorp were pretty close games, but Panthers did win both of them because it's the Panthers, But now Cleary's, showing signs of form from last week. Bro was just playing out of his mind. And now Edwards is back to, bolster the spine a little bit. So I'm pretty confident in the Panthers this week. Surely, surely.
Interesting enough, I'm looking at the Panthers team. Blaze Talangi, he's starting at 6.
Finally.
Wow.
Finally
what
giving
took him
him
so long? Was it the 4 losses? Was it the 4 losses?
I know start of preseason he had like a bit of a shoulder surgery that he was recovering from. And Ivan Cleary just wanted to give him a bit of a chance to prove himself in the reserves. And then Jack Cole just had a stinker, and then he got his concussion, so he's out for this game. So that gives Blaze finally the chance to, earn that massive contract he got to come play for the Panthers and prove to everyone that that's his spot, and Jack Cole can go back to reserves.
I see another reason why TAB probably picking Panthers to win. Dylan Edwards is back.
Yeah, Dylan Edwards is back. He's back in that one spot. So that the spine's a bit bolstered, but To'o is gone, so that went to Casey McLean's gone from number 1 to number 5 now. They got that Jenkins fella, the young fella, in that center spot, and he's pretty unreal. So, Panthers' spine is looking pretty juicy, but again, they're on a 4-loss streak. What are we doing here?
First time since, I know there was a stat A, first time since ages ago.
It had to be the first time in the last 7 years at least, surely.
Yeah. The Dolphins, though, they're a team that looked like, because they lost their first 2 games and then sort of won, and then did they win last week? I can't remember.
No, I don't think they. Oh no, they had Titans. They smashed them.
Yeah, they smashed them. So it looks like they're coming right. But they got a good team, if you look at them on paper.
Yeah, if you look at them on paper, their squad is solid. Hammer at 1 has always been reliable. They got one of the best centers in the league in Herbie Farmworth playing for them. Katoa is coming to shine. They're number 7. Bro's picking up and realizing how he wants to play the ball.
Yeah.
So he's being unreal. They got Max Plath at number 13 this week. So he's they got the pieces, but again, it's the Panthers.
The Panthers. And the Dolphins are missing the Bennett factor. They have been this season, and that's probably the difference, huh?
Their coach. Yeah, he's good. He was good in Super League. I'm pretty sure he came over from Super League, but he just hasn't found his groove properly yet. I mean, it's a different speed over here than it is over there in England. So, but once he's locked in with the players he's got, I reckon at least bottom 3. I don't see them making the 8 at all.
All right, bro. Next game, we got the Dragons and the Gold Coast Titans. Gold Coast Titans looking poorly last week.
Yeah.
TAB's got Dragons to win this one, $1.60 to Gold Coast, $2.35. They're playing over in Dragons home, where the Dragons beat Melbourne Storm 2 weeks ago. Judging from last week, and again, the Titans, you sort of feel sorry for them. because you look at their team on paper, you think, why? How can you lose? Like, But
Yeah, no second efforts from the Titans last week. They just shocking. It was so ugly to see, but I low key like I'm kind of like I'm backing them this week, to be honest. I don't know why. I probably shouldn't, but I think it's just because both firmers moved back to their locks, and where he's been playing centre since the start of the year. They've got who's back in? I can't remember. Oh, there's a player that's back in this week. I think it's Jojo Fafita, which gives a bit more strength for them on their starting lineup. So like,
yep, he's playing on the wing, eh? Yep.
And for some reason, the Dragons keep playing Blake Lowry, giving him too many minutes. Number 15 for the Dragons. Bro moves like a cinder block. Like he gives nothing to their team, but he just gets massive time. But yeah, I think this is it. Blake Lowry against David Fafita, both number 15s. Like David Fafita, if he does this week what he did last week, like I see the Titans winning this game. To be honest.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Not me. I think. I did a few bets last week and I lost a lot because there was heaps of teams you thought were going to win. They lost.
Yeah.
And vice versa. So, but I don't know how the Dragons beat Melbourne Storm at their home 2 weeks ago because Melbourne Storm did not play like they did against Manly Seagulls last week.
Nope.
So I don't know what the gist was there.
Missing
I'm thinking Dragons are a team that are strong at home. Just judging from that Storm game, and Gold Coast coming off their loss, they are going to be desperate now.
Gonna show, but they don't have Big Tino because Tino got suspended after his high tackle. Okay. Yeah, but maybe we'll be a bit lacking in the forward pack. But I just feel like they'll just throw David Fafita out there, and now both Firmos back in the 12, so they got a lot of strength there with Tino missing for a week or two.
Okay, I got Dragons 13 plus.
13 plus.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, I'll have Titans 1 to 12.
Titans 1 to 12. Okay. I didn't pick one. 1 to 12. I didn't pick one for the last game. I think I picked Penrith. Yeah, I picked Penrith for the last one.
Panthers 13 plus.
Yeah, 13 plus. Yeah. Okay. Okay, moving on to your team, the Brisbane Broncos against the Sydney Roosters. This looks like a no-brainer to me.
I mean, we've already been here, done this.
Yeah. $1.18 for the Broncos, $5 for Roosters. I have to agree. Roosters trying to recover from all those players they lost. Still trying to recover.
I mean,
they've got some bright spots with some new guys coming in. Like I like that the centre they got.
Toya or Namangani Tawase, or both are pretty good, eh?
Robert Toya, he's been playing.
Yeah, he's been pretty unreal. But I heard like murmurs that Dom Young's still like battling some sort of injury, and Namangani Tawase is coming back from an injury. So if he's all good to play by Friday, then he'll switch out for Dom Young and play the 5.
Right.
But I think the buzziest thing about the Roosters is that they dropped Jared Townsend.
Yeah, I saw that. So, Hugo Savala.
Yeah, he's a young fella. He hasn't played many games, and I just don't know anything about him.
When is Sam Walker? When is he due back?
I think it's like end of season. I don't think it's
Oh wow.
Or maybe like halfway through the season. I remember they were saying that he was back when they were talking about Joseph Manu coming back, that he would come back around the same time as Sam.
Right.
But now Joseph Manu's not coming back. And I just looked up. Sam Walker hasn't been confirmed on when he's back, but everyone's saying, towards the later ends of the season.
As for your Broncos, man, they had that one bump in the road.
Yeah, that one bump in the road, bro.
Oh, we won't talk about that.
That was painful. Oh, actually, I want to mention something. The bro Eddie that you had on last week.
Yeah.
You asked who Shibasaki filled in for, and he said Jesse Arthurs. Jesse Arthurs was playing wing last year. It was Dean Mariner that was in the centres. They got moved out.
Has he gone down
Yeah,
To reserve?
he's done in the reserves. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
he just wasn't the most reliable in the position because he played around the wings. It was
Hmm.
Stags and Cobbo in the centers last year, and then Mariner and Arthur's on the wing. So,
Right.
but with Madge coming in, he's like, oh yeah, let's make some changes.
Yeah, so your team,
Did you
I
say
think they're going to
13
roll
plus?
over the Roosters.
Was it
Uh,
13 plus or what?
yeah, I got 15
Minimum?
plus.
Is it a higher number? 26 plus? Is that something we can?
Yeah, you can. I think you can go. I should redo the spread. Yeah.
30 plus? Any big pluses? It'll be a blowout. It should, on paper, it should be a blowout.
Mm.
Like on paper and on form.
You playing fantasy?
Yep, playing fantasy. Not doing. I'm doing. I'd say I'm doing. I was doing pretty good up until last week.
Right.
So this recent week. So up until last week, I was top 2,000, and then by the end of the last game week, I'm now top 10,000.
Are you playing the draft or the other one?
The other one.
Oh, yeah.
Draft is just that's too sweetie, and that's too many like like too many factors that you got to think about. Because like, there's so many people that do like the draft league, and they're like already missing players that they can't because of injury, etc., etc.
Yeah, it's a bit stressful. I play draft, and when your player's injured, then you gotta swap them out. You gotta swap them out for someone that's on the market, but you don't want to lose your best players on your team, and you might have to.
Yeah, like
especially when it's Origin week, and a lot of players are out. So you got to be strategic with your picks, eh? But
it's a cool feature because you can get rid of the buy rounds now. So a lot of the leagues I'm playing in, there's no buy round. So I'm like, okay, solid. This makes this game way easier.
We had a vote on ours to take away the buy rounds or not, but then I voted nah. Hey, if you want to be a real coach, you gotta go through these things, man.
Yeah, fair enough.
That separates the boys from the men when it comes to coaching.
Yeah, I think I'll just take the L on those weeks.
All right, next game, Saturday. We're going to Saturday, Sharks versus the Manly Seagulls. I think these two teams are both the same in terms of how they're tracking so far this year, because, good on paper, but then they're sort of up and down, having an up and down season already.
Yeah,
Seagulls got smoked last week.
Bro,
at home.
That game was unreal. Like, I didn't even expect that sort of outcome to happen. But some were just like, oh, yeah, no, bro, we'll just get this happen, and this happen, and this happen, and this happen. Okay, let's try here, and I'll get this try over here. And it's just like, what the heck?
Storm did take the foot off the pedal at the end.
Yeah.
But a lot of their players got hamstring.
Yeah, they got heaps of
niggles,
hamstring. Yeah, like Pappenhausen went off.
Yeah.
Coates went off. Like, they rested heaps of people because you could tell that they're just doing too much running.
They rested heaps of people because they can tell that the score was blowing out.
That too. Now, we needed them to get another try so they could, because if you get scored 50 on, then statistically you're not going to win the premiership that year. And we're so close to seeing that happen with Manly. Man, but that's your team, so I'm glad it didn't happen.
I'm looking at the table, and Manly's 6, while the Sharks are 10th. So I did say that they look like they're tracking the same, but they're not actually on the table. But I think when you do the eye test of these two teams, they look similar, eh?
Yeah.
The way they're going, but Sharks are playing at home. I don't know, because they've got Fanua Black now, and when they first signed him, when we knew he was going to go over there to the Sharks, and we thought Sharks were pretty good last year, and we thought they're going to add on one of the best props in the league, which make them even better.
Extremely better, but it just hasn't.
It hasn't been, eh?
No,
yet.
Because he's coming over and he's playing. He's playing way less minutes than he did at the Warriors, so he's getting less shine.
Yeah. They are playing at home. My Manly Seagulls. Turbo's still injured, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, Turbo's out.
So, and I bet against the Eagles last week against Storm because Turbo was out. That was a big reason why I bet against them. But I think Sharks got this one, eh?
Yeah, I think it'll be a pretty tight one. I do like Hopewati, the
Hmm.
um the
Lehigh.
fullback replacement. Yeah, Lehigh
Yep.
Hopewati. I do like him as a player. Um, but I'm just looking at like this matchup. Him against William Kennedy, I'd choose Hopewati. Saab against Stone Street. Like, that's a
Hmm.
hard one. Like Saab's pretty unreal. They got that Mawini Hiroti center on the Sharks. He's a new youngster, played one game, did unreal. So who knows? But
Oh.
I think I would also, yeah, I think I'd also have to choose the Sharks to win this one as well. But this is like one of those ones that could go either way, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to choose the Sharks because I think, yeah, it's, Manly's a different team without
Yeah,
Turbo.
without Turbo, yeah,
Yeah, it's similar to Newcastle Knights.
without Ponga.
Without Ponga, the different team. And the Sharks full strength. They need to get it going. So yeah, I'll pick Sharks 12 and under though, in the close one.
Yeah, yeah, I'll choose Sharks 13 plus.
Sweet. Moving on, we got the next game, the Rabbitohs versus the Cowboys. The Rabbitohs having a
Bro, their
resurgent
form has been so
season
good.
compared to last season.
Yeah,
They got a super coach there, so a lot to do with that, I guess.
Bruno. Yeah, uh,
I
but
guess the Cowboys, who are like sort of coming together now after
yeah, they're starting to figure it out. But they're like a first half team. Once once they're done in the second half, there's just nothing from them. But like no Humphreys for the Rabbitohs, no Walker still. Like I I want to choose the Bunnies because like on paper they should win this game, but I don't know. There's just something about when they play the Cowboys, it always goes either way. Like if I look at the stats here, they've played 39 games against each other, and they've both won 19 each, and
Oh
drawn
wow!
one.
And whereabouts they playing? They're playing at Optus Stadium. Where is that? Where's that? That's it.
That is in oh, I thought it was in Sydney, but it's in Western Australia. Is that Sydney?
Oh okay. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's
Western
Perth.
Australia.
It's Perth.
That's Perth. I
We're
didn't play in
playing
Perth.
Perth. It's Perth this weekend. Oh my god, I didn't
Oh,
know that.
true. They're trying to promote the game over there
Yeah.
in
Well,
AFL country.
yeah, good luck. They don't care. These guys couldn't care less.
Yeah, North Queensland. Again, a team that's like the Roosters have lost a lot of players to other teams. The Rabbitohs. Man, I loved how Latrell Mitchell was back in the midfield.
Yeah. Having him in the centres was pretty cool.
Yeah, he's number 6 this week, but
Yeah, that's a buzzy one.
mm,
That's a
yeah.
buzzy spot for him to be the 5'8". I don't know how many games he's played there, but like,
man, that'll be interesting to watch just for that. Him playing
yeah,
6.
literally, just to see how he does there. Like, I know he's definitely got it in his locker, but I don't know. Like,
I think I mentioned to Eddie last week that Latrell's been playing fullback all year last year, and probably to the detriment of the team. A lot of fans saying, "Man, he should be back in the centres." But
well, we had a glimpse of it last week,
mm,
and yeah, like he does really well there. And with Dry Gray having the season he's having,
yeah,
like
no brainer.
there's no brainer. There's no way they take away the leader of the Delium points right now, and put Latrell Mitchell in there, who does what he does at fullback.
So it's neutral ground. So yeah, I think I want to go Rabbitohs. 12 and under.
I think I might. Or I might go Cowboys. Yeah, 12
Cowboys.
and under. I just got a feeling like it's going to be one of these games where they just flip a switch. Jackson Purdue just, shows the talent that he has, and Dearden, ex-Bronco boy, goes out there and lights up the field and proves and earns a spot again for Origin. Like, I think this might be it.
Nice. Yeah, and Drinkwater's finding his feet too.
Yeah.
Scott Drinkwater had a good game last week.
100%.
Okay. What was you gonna say?
100%, yeah. And Jake Clifford as well for the Cowboys is, he's doing well.
Mm.
But this next game we're going to talk about is going to annoy the hell out of me.
Well, the Eels won the game last week.
Yeah. And I had Yongi on my team for fantasy, and I thought, oh, he's gonna have a stinker. Let me put me down in the emergencies and bring up Jack Cole. Jack Cole gets 14, and Yongi got bloody 59 or something. So, stuff this guy.
Oh, now I know why you said Dragons gonna lose, because they lost the Eels. If you're gonna lose the Eels, then you deserve to lose
Facts.
your next 5 games. So Eels, Canberra Raiders. TAB's got the Canberra Raiders at $1.44. To Parramatta Eels, $2.80.
Oh, that's closer than I thought it was going to be.
So, yeah.
I thought it'd been like $1.20 to like $2 something. No, $1.40 to $2 something. That's crazy. Maybe the TAB like reckon that same thing as me, that the Eels are just gonna come out here and do some silly stuff, because like the Raiders on paper should just run through them. Like this should be a blowout match.
Yeah, the Raiders looking good beginning of the season, and then they had a hiccup. Was it last week they did? Or can't remember.
Tell you, it wasn't week 2. Week 2
No,
they had a good game.
It wasn't. But last week they were up to their old last year selves, winning the games in last second.
Yeah, bro, that try was unreal, eh?
Yeah.
That was insane. Bro, I was just like, there's no way they score a try here, and then just went, the ball went there, the ball went here, the ball went there, and they just made it through. But I'm just waiting for Wicks to, lock in. If Ricky Stewart reckons, like, because everyone's saying move him out of there, get him in the halves, get him somewhere else. But Ricky Stewart was like, nah, like he'll come through. And if Ricky Stewart reckons he'll come through, then like, who are we to not agree with that? You know what I mean? Because even if he drops the ball every single time it comes down to him from any type of kick, Ricky Stewart reckons he'll start catching it. So do I.
Joe's tapping his back.
Yeah. He's also probably a must-have for fantasy. If you don't got him yet, Tapuni's he's gonna get hella points, and his price is just gonna go up. So get in now while he's cheap. You'd have to choose the Raiders here. I'd say I have to say Raiders 13+, to be honest.
Yeah, because they're a strong side to be, to even think of losing to Eels.
Yeah.
Although Eels did play well last week, but yeah, I don't know.
It just doesn't seem like any team should lose to this Eels squad.
Yeah, that's right. Especially if you're Canberra Raiders the way you've been tracking all season.
Yeah.
Sebastian Chris, I like that guy, man. He's
bro.
He's tough, eh?
He's so tough. Like he just drives for the line and gets there no matter who's in his way. Like he breaks. He's a tackle break demon. Like
he's Kiwi. He could.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he either played for the Kiwis or was like on the extended pickup for the Kiwis.
Yeah, there's a few of them there in the Canberra team. And they look good too. Look pretty strong.
Yeah, and like Dylan Brown on the Eels just doesn't care. Josh Adokar way past his prime.
Yeah.
Lomax fighting an injury. Like half this team just don't care. So you know what I mean. They got Dylan Walker over there. Man, that's sad to see. That is sad to see him in the Eels outfit from the Warriors one. But
he's probably waiting until his contract finished and come back to Manly. Come back to the Northern Beaches. Next game will be a good one for the Kiwis. The Melbourne Storm versus New Zealand Warriors. Now, someone, I think it was Andrew Johns, said that Melbourne Storm is bogey team.
Yeah. Well.
Warriors was Melbourne Storm's bogey team. I think it was like 10 years ago.
Yeah, it was a very, very long time ago.
Yeah, but I don't think it's the case now. But
because the Storm haven't beat the Warriors in like 11 years or something. I mean, sorry, the Warriors haven't beat the Storm in like 11 years or something. But even if you just look at the team list, like there's the Storm is just too unbeatable.
They've got the best spine in the league, eh?
100%. Like, just for, like, talent from top to bottom, 1,000,000%, you can't argue that. Like, Hughes to Munster, Coates, definitely one of the best wingers. Oh, they're starting Moses Leo. He just debuted last week.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. Who's usually there?
Warbrick, but he's injured, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, they've got Grant Anderson on the wing. Jack Howarth is there.
Looks nice. Looks nice.
Yeah, that's always going to be a strong.
Right.
Every time Pepinhouse is there.
Yeah.
Tyron Wishart, he took over from Hughes when Hughes was out a couple of games.
He's the reason they lost.
And that's surprising because he was the man last
Yeah,
year.
he was the man last year, but watching him play this year was a whole different person.
Yeah.
He just like everyone thought implementing him in while Hughes wasn't going to be there, like it wouldn't change the halves. Like it would just still be like the strong attacking halves that the Storm had with Hughes there. But he came in and they all just looked lost. Like there was no commanding authority telling people to go where. It was just chuck the ball here and hope and pray.
Yeah.
It was like the ugliest Storm attack I've seen in ages. You know?
Shit. So yeah, the TB's got Warriors $5.60.
$5.60.
It's a Storm's $1.15.
Bro.
And it looks like they're right. If you look on the Warriors team, still no sign of RTS.
Yeah, I don't think we'll see him for like at least till round 10 or something. But he's been uploading quite a lot of social media stuff, and he's been using his hamstring, so like maybe we might see him a bit earlier. But I don't know. But I'm happy to see Rocco back in the lineup. Hopefully he stays in the lineup this time because he was supposed to be there last week, but then the week before, but injury took him out again. Yeah, this Luke Metcalf could be like a sneaky tip because when Ruben Garrick had his baby, he went on to score 4 tries. Luke Metcalf just had a young one. Maybe.
Oh, true.
Maybe, the baby buff.
This could be, put in a multiple try scorer on the TV. Maybe.
Yeah. Cool to see Bunty on the bench, but I'll keep it a buck. As much as I love that follow, I really, really want to see Jacob Laban come into the side a bit more. I don't know if you know too much about Jacob Laban, but he's an unreal forward. Like when he's a second rower, when you see him play reserve side, like it's like you're throwing a Premiership player against kids.
Oh,
like he's crazy. So I think we just move Bunty, set him to the Eels or something, and then we just throw Jacob Laban in there.
Halasima's another one that's exciting when he comes on.
Halasima, Dimitrik as well. Vaimona, I think. Like those, they got a lot of young forwards that are just gonna like once they hit the stride, they're just gonna go crazy.
Yeah, I'm not a Warriors fan, but man, I respect their CMA. They've come back after that embarrassing loss in Las Vegas. But they've beat good teams, since then. So yeah, this is a big test for them against Melbourne, but I think they're gonna hit a brick wall when they get there.
Yeah, the statistic of the Warriors being undefeated in the Southern Hemisphere this year is going to end at this game. Because there's no way an almost full-strength Melbourne Storm lose to a Warriors side, As much as I love the Warriors and I really want them to win this game, the true rugby league fan to the core of it and not biased by anything knows that the Storm are just going to run through them. With no doubt in my mind, we're going to see 13 plus.
Nice. Yep, 13 plus for me for the Storm. All right, get that out of the way. Next game. Man, I don't know. I love watching the Tigers, I think I want to see Benji Marshall doing well, as a coach.
Same. I really want to see that as well.
Yeah.
And he's got all the pieces this year for that to happen. Like his spine is really strong this year. Like as long as he as long as Luai comes in with that experience from being a 4-time Premiership winner and guides the boys along the right path, they could be fighting for top 8 this year if the leadership's there.
So talking about the West Tigers, they're up against Newcastle Knights. Where they're playing at McDonald Jones Stadium. What the hell is that?
Newcastle. Yeah.
Right. TAB's got Newcastle Knights at $1.65, Tigers at $2.25.
Really?
Yeah, that seems like too much for me.
Yeah.
I know Kenan Pong is playing,
but he's been pretty slow this year. He hasn't really got in the groove yet.
And you're right about Tiger's spine, because when you look at it, Uppy, Luai, Galvin, and Ebola at the back, that's an awesome
Taruga
spine.
on the wing, like
that's
Adam
awesome
Dewey's
spine.
good on his day. Yeah, they got a really strong line. They got Tyrrell May as well in their forward, like one of their props. Bruce is just so silly playing that follow go, like, man.
Yeah, because he plays a lot of minutes, eh?
Yeah, I think he does almost 80, if not 80 minutes. Surely you have him on your fantasy team.
No, because I'm on the draft, so someone picks him up. That's
someone got him.
Yeah, someone's got him. Yeah, I'm going for the Tigers on this, and I think it's more for me heart than my brain on this one. Yeah, I think out of all the teams in NRL, Tigers is actually my second team, eh?
Really?
Yeah.
Because of Benji and
because of Benji, I think, and because of the players he's got now.
Yeah, now that makes sense. I think I'm on the same train as you. Like, I look at this lineup here. No Jack Cogger, no Saifidi, no Schiller on the Knights side. Like, they got a lot of young people throughout their spine now. Croston playing the 7 instead of playing the 9. Like, there's a lot of inconsistencies here for the Knights squad. So as much as I would love for this Tigers team to lose, I don't think they will. I think 1-12 for the Tigers for me.
Nice. Yeah, 1-12 for me too for the Tigers. Yo, that's us. That's the round. That's in the round.
Love rugby league. See, that's more. We got a bit more yarning from you on that one comparatively to rugby union.
Nah, all good, bro. All good. Yeah, man. Nah, that's us for another episode of Picks and Margins. Yeah, man. Thank you, Edu, for coming on.
Thanks for having me, brother.
Having a chat to me. Hope we can do this again.
Yeah, keen to line to get back on here. Depending on how our picks go, I might have a bit of a chance to make up for some of the stuff I did. You know, I might have chose some losers today, and you might have chose some winners. I might need to come back on here and rub in your face that Moana Pasifika blew out the Blues.
Imagine if we did 100% today, we didn't even know. And then we're kicking ourselves, we didn't put a multi on.
Yeah, I've already forgot what I said. I need you to release this as fast as you can so I can go back through and put it on.
Oh, it'll be out by tomorrow.
Sicky.
All right, Us.
Brother.
Thanks again for jumping on. We'll definitely get you back on the show. Have a good week, and we'll see you guys again.
See you later. Hey.